Hello, my friend. Welcome back to What's Up in Makeup. And you may be wondering, what is up in makeup, Jen? Because that's why you clicked the video. I have lots of things to tell you that are up in makeup this week, starting with our top news with an update with Leah Yu, who is a skincare influencer, and her involvement in a homophobic religious group. We also have Allure taking steps to stop greenwashing on their platforms, and Cardi B update on her haircare line, as well as in the product report, we're going to be talking about Jaclyn Cosmetics and the products that they're going to be coming out with, and why I think we may want to kind of step back and think about whether we actually need these things. So if you're interested in that, hang tight. We're getting into it right now. Let's go ahead and start with Leah Yu. And I really looked into the story because I wanted to get it right and I wanted to get the perspectives right. There is a full post that's really long but very informative on Reddit that I'm going to be linking down below. So if you want to know all of the nitty-gritty details, I definitely recommend reading that whole thing. The reason why I learned about this was because of last week's story. We talked about how Leah, who is a skincare influencer and she also owns Crave Beauty, how she took steps to pull her sunscreen, which is called Beat the Sun, off of her website and other places that sell it because the SPF rating wasn't what she thought that it was. In that video, I praised her steps that she took as a business owner, and I thought that she did a fantastic job. But in the comment section, people were letting me know that she was involved in this homophobic church. And my first instinct was like, no, that can't be right. But then I looked into it and it's actually true. Before I tell the story in order of what happened, I think it's important to say right up front the issue that people are taking with this. It's not people trying to tell Leah what she should believe, what church she should belong to. It's about the contradiction. It's about that Crave Beauty promotes gay faces, LGBTQ positive, a very progressive message. But Leah, the brand owner who is the face of the brand, is attending a church that is openly anti-gay marriage, anti-gay rights. So let's talk about the facts that were presented by the people involved. Leah did make a statement that she joined this church called C3 NYC when she moved to New York back in 2019. In the church's belief statements, it says on their website, quote, "Marriage was instituted by God, ratified by Jesus, and is exclusively between a man and a woman. It is a picture of Christ and his church." And then, quote, "Sex is a gift from God for procreation and unity, and it is only appropriate within and designed for marriage." So if you put those two together, it takes away quite a few rights and the humanity of LGBTQ plus people. Later that year, Leah was posting on her Instagram pictures of her at church events, tagging the church, and a man named Sean, who I will link his Instagram down below, commented on one of the posts and was like, "Hey, do you know," I'm paraphrasing here, "do you know C3 is a homophobic church?" Got no response from Leah, and what bothered him more is no response from anybody in her community either. At that point, he just felt very dismissed. Like, not only did Leah not care, but no one else cared either. If this happened back in 2019, why are we talking about it now? And the reason why is because of a post, the one that I talked about in the intro for this segment, by a person named Zach. Zach had contacted Leah in the same kind of way that Sean had, but had done so privately. The difference was that Leah responded. I'm going to go ahead and put that statement up on the screen right now so that you can read it. And at this point, Zach was very upset based on Leah's response. After posting about it on their social channels, their followers encouraged them to start a Reddit account and post it over there. The Reddit post did get Leah's attention, and this is when she made a public statement.
"I firmly believe that all gender identities, all expressions, and all sexual orientations are completely valid. I fully support LGBTQ plus rights, including the right to marry. And it's been really disheartening and saddening to witness that there have been a lot of questions about my personal beliefs that would potentially hurt my close friends just because of my association with my faith. And I believe that I can be a Christian, and also I can be an ally as well. As a Christian who's navigating her own faith, I'm sure that a lot of other Christians would agree that it is sometimes hard to reconcile your faith with allyship, and sometimes it means that you face parts where you feel so conflicted about against the biblical standards and the doctrine. The church that I have attended, where I found my faith in initially, has expressed that a marriage should only be between a man and a woman, and that is not the belief that I share with this institution. I have attended this church because I believe in their greater mission. I genuinely loved the people there. However, I've had time to consider their stance, and if I can continue attending this church in good faith, upon a lot of reflection and a lot of discussion with the church and my other Christian friends, I decided that I would no longer attend this church. My personal beliefs on LGBTQ plus rights have never wavered, and no matter which organization, which institution that I am a part of, it is a belief that will never be compromised. I'm sure this is not a problem that is unique to me or a struggle that is unique to me, but for every one of my followers, and especially my dear friends, my very close friends who may have been disheartened by this matter, these allegations. I'm so sorry for what this has become. If you know me in person, you know where I stand. It's hurtful and disappointing to see my beliefs questioned like this. Like we are not real human beings with real feelings, but I really appreciate everyone for reaching out. I hope this has brought you some clarity and comfort.
After that statement was put out, Zach and Sean actually did a live stream on Instagram together, and I'll link that down below if you're curious to hear more about their perspective and why they thought that was an absolutely awful statement. And just to summarize, basically, it paints Leah as the victim in this situation, that it isn't the church and how they treat LGBTQ plus people, it's Leah and, how it's affected her friends and how people see her on the internet and all of that, taking away from the people that are truly harmed by anti-LGBTQ plus institutions. After the live stream, Leah got in touch with Zach and they ended up being on the phone together for about an hour and a half. And in that conversation, Zach says that they talked about their perspective and tried to help Leah to understand what was happening and why her statement was hurtful. After the conversation, Leah put out a final statement, and in that she says, quote, "I fully acknowledge that I should have been more transparent and provided an actively and directly affirmative response with respect to my commitment to LGBTQ plus equality instead of having this uncertainty about my beliefs float around the web. And I want to apologize for not adequately addressing this situation sooner." She closed the statement saying that in 2020, she gave the church $3,550 and she will match that amount to organizations that support LGBTQ plus rights, especially in the AAPI community. Not being a person affected in the situation, I don't feel that it's right for me to give my personal thoughts on this, but I do want to leave you with one thought from Zach and one from Sean. So Zach said, "The thing that I hate most is being tokenized. It's our lived experiences being tokenized and being sold for profit. That is the main thing I have an issue with." Zach's big thing was that they didn't want Leah to be canceled. They didn't want Crave Beauty to be canceled. They just wanted clear messaging and not hypocritical statements happening on the Crave Beauty page while the face of the brand was doing something completely different. And Zach just wanted to know where Leah stood so that they could make educated purchasing decisions. And to back that up, Sean had said, "It doesn't square with the brand. Don't tell us your brand is pro-queer when it's not. Your brand can't be pro-queer when you attend and give money to an anti-queer organization." Again, if you would like to read more on the details of this story, I'm going to put all the links that I talked about in the video description, and really going over to that Reddit thread that Zach made has all the links and transcripts of videos and statements that Leah has made so you can make a decision of how you feel about the situation for yourself. Speaking of transparency, Allure is making some big moves to help stop greenwashing on their social channels. And what they're doing is they are redefining what certain words mean to them and throwing some words out completely. So let's talk about it. These are the 6 terms that they're highlighting: recyclable, green, biodegradable, compostable, zero waste, and earth-friendly. Now, they're no longer going to be using recyclable on plastic packaging, and they actually wrote a couple of articles for Earth Day about why most plastic isn't recycled. So even though some things are recyclable, technically, most of it does not get recycled, so they're not going to talk about plastic in that way anymore. As far as green and earth-friendly, basically they just don't have clear meanings of what they actually mean, so they don't think that it's right to use those terms when there's no clear definition. With the term biodegradable, they're going to hold that to a specific criteria. With biodegradable, they're going to make sure that it's clear what that actually means in that instance, because a lot of things are biodegradable, but they may not biodegrade for 20,000 years. So it's important to know what that means in that particular situation. And similarly with the word compostable, they are putting a 90-day limit to decompose in a residential composter as far as it being compostable. It can't be like forever. And then finally, with the term zero waste, they are just going to, again, just define what that means again in that particular situation. How is it zero waste? What makes it zero waste? And being specific about that. And personally, I think transparency is always a good thing, so people know exactly what's happening and people aren't being tricked into buying things that they think are one thing, but because of a word or a marketing term, they think it's something else. So I'm hoping that there's going to be more transparency with brands for this, and Allure is putting up a great example. And finally, in top news, we have just a very quick update on Cardi B's Haircare line. We have a trademark filed, my friends. We have a trademark filed. In the April 4th show, we talked about Cardi teasing this on her social channels, and TMZ, of course, has reported that she's filed legal documents to trademark Barty Beauty is the name under her company Wash Poppin'. But this is the new information as well, is it might not just be hair products. It also could cover cosmetics, fragrances, skincare, and nail polish. So I'm gonna be following this. I'm excited to see what she comes out with. All right, in the product report, we've got a couple of like top newsy kinds of stories. Let's talk about this one. BaseBlue, which is a brand I personally hadn't heard of until the story, they came out with an IVF liquid lipstick collection. They say on their website, quote, "With the IVF collection, BaseBlue seeks to create an open and honest conversation about fertility treatments and build a community of support, strength, and hope. 10% of all proceeds from the sale of the IVF collection will benefit Fertility Within Reach. It's a nonprofit organization whose mission is to increase access to health benefits for fertility treatment and preservation." The 4 shades are $36 each, and they actually have a way you can customize the cap by putting a name on it that costs an extra $8. I would love if you have gone through IVF or if you have fertility struggles, what you think about this collection. As someone who has never gone through that personally, I don't feel like I can comment on this, but I'm super curious to know what you think. Do you feel like this is is it exploitive? Whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. Is it exploiting people who have gone through IVF and are having fertility struggles, or do you feel like this is a tribute? Let me know what you think. And then let's talk about Jaclyn Cosmetics. The Prep and Set collection is launching on May 6th. Let's talk about what it is first and then why I'm a little skeptical, let's just say that. This collection is to prep, bake, brighten, and set, is what they say. It starts with the Prep Starter Hydrating Under Eye Primer. It's $24. They say that it's very hydrating. The Bake and Brighten Under Eye Powder, $29. It's for color correcting and setting. It comes in 5 shades. The Face It All Brightening and Setting Palette, $39. They say this is for smoothing and brightening. It does come in 4 shades. And then the Last Act Translucent Setting Powder, $29. And this is in a universal translucent shade. Now, some of these things are things we've seen before. We've seen translucent powders before. We've seen brightening products before. Where I think this this one is really markety is the Prep Starter Hydrating Under Eye Primer. It seems like it's just basically an eye cream. Of course, I haven't seen the ingredients for this, so I don't know what's in it, but I would imagine you don't need to spend $24 to hydrate your under eyes. All you need is a glycerin or hyaluronic acid product, and then make sure it's got some kind of occlusive to lock it in, some kind of oil or butter or silicone to lock that in. You don't need to spend $24 on an under eye primer. And if you don't have dry or dehydrated under eyes, you probably don't need this at all. I'm curious to see what this Bake and Brighten Under Eye Powder is going to look like. I personally haven't seen it yet. Maybe by the time this goes live, there'll be more pictures of it. The other one that kind of gives me pause is the palette. It's very expensive for what it looks like. You get $39. Smoothing, brightening, comes in 4 shades, and it looks very similar to me to the Makeup by Mario product that's called the Master Eye Prep and Set. I think it's also the name of the line. The line is Prep and Set Collection. So it just brings me to Makeup by Mario and just the white packaging and the way it's, I don't know, it just reminds me of that. So I'm super curious to see reviews on this. After my experience with the liquid lipsticks and the liners that we're gonna be talking about in favorites and fails this week, later this next week, I'm not gonna be buying anything from Jaclyn Cosmetics anytime soon. I'm very disenchanted with the possibility that quality may have improved. Let's just say that, but we'll talk about it more on Friday of next week when I do favorites and fails. But yeah, I'm not into this. I don't know, but I'd love to know your thoughts. This next product is very interesting from Ofra, the Earth Day Highlighter. It is a green to pink duochrome shift. It's $35. For every one of these highlighters sold, they're donating a tree to the Canopy Project. And we will be talking about this in PR Purchase of the Week because I'm wearing it today. And this is what it looks like in person. It is not nearly as green as it looks like online, but we'll swatch it. We'll talk about it. You ready for our weekly color pop update? We have the monochromatic 5-pan palettes. They're $10 each. I love the price point on this. Like this price point brings me joy. They've also released very quietly 2 kinds of makeup wipes. They're $12 per pack. Clear brow styling wax and a tinted brow styling wax. Those are $7 each, and also like an angled spoolie, like brow wandy thingy. That's only $3 though. One day I think I'm gonna buy something from Trixie Cosmetics. It's something else needs to call to me and then not sell out so fast that I can't get my hands on it. This is the Bottle Blonde collection. The Bottle Blonde 12-pan eyeshadow palette is $48. Was it that expensive before? I feel like the price went up on Trixie Cosmetics eyeshadows. Am I wrong there though? I don't know, maybe it's just my memory. There's also in this collection 4 lip glosses in Hater, I'm Baby, High Ponytail, and Press On. Those are $16 each. The Bottle Blonde accessory pack is $16 as well. It's like patches and pins and stickers and stuff. And then the pink handheld mirror is $26. They did have a PR box with all of that included. It was $150, and they also, which I think is such a great idea, they took Polaroids during the photo shoot, and everybody that bought the PR box gets a one-of-a-kind Polaroid from the photo shoot, which I think is such a genius idea. Marlena from Makeup Geek put out a video this week about this next launch. It's the Makeup Geek and St. Jude products. For each Hope and Hero bundle purchase, they're donating $10 to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. It includes one of their clear top mini palettes, 1 power pigment, and 3 eyeshadows. The price of that is $20. I almost didn't include this one because I wasn't sure if it was interesting enough, but the colors just call me on this. About Face Day Tripper collection, they do say that it is a limited edition. There's pastel shades, so pretty, but they are so freaking expensive. Like, they're selling 4 shades of the Light Lock lip glosses, $20 each. And then the matte fluid eye paints, those are $24 each for 1 color. Like, I understand it's gonna last you a really long time, but that's just so stinking expensive for 1 color, in my opinion. That's just my price point. I just feel like that's expensive, but they're really pretty. I do have a full review on my thoughts on the About Face formulas. I'll link that down below for you. And then this one was getting some heat online for being super boring. The ABH face palettes, they're summer inspired face palettes, a 3-in-1 essential featuring brand new formulas for bronzer, highlighter, and blush. 3 shades. It will be available on May 3rd. That's gonna be just on their website, and then then May 6th on other retailers. And yeah, it looks pretty ordinary, and the packaging is really pretty though. I'm super curious about the new formulas because ABH is really, I mean, they put out really good formulas, but it doesn't seem to be anything like new and exciting and innovative or anything. But I guess not every launch has to be, I guess. Let's talk about the Besame and Marilyn Monroe collection. Just, if you're a Marilyn Monroe fan, the only individual product available by itself is the one lipstick. The Red Hot Red lipstick is $26. It's based on Marilyn's lipstick from Some Like It Hot. Then we get into the bundles. So this next one comes with the lipstick and also a translucent powder, and it's a refillable compact. It's $105. The packaging is gold plated and accented with Swarovski crystals. It is inspired by a compact from Marilyn's personal collection. It gets a little pricier from here, so the Essential Marilyn collection is $245, but you get 15 items. You get mascara, lipsticks, lip liners, eyeliners, lip glosses, a highlighter, and an eyeshadow quad. You also get lashes and a sharpener. And specifically about the highlighter, they say, quote, "This cream highlight is pure white and can be used on lips, cheeks, or eyes, a super blendable and versatile formula." And they say that it is a historically accurate item. And then finally, if that's not enough for you, if you want to take it one step further, for $425, you can get the Cosmetic Valet Case. The set has everything in it, and it's meant to recreate Marilyn's personal cosmetic collection. Only 200 of these are available, and they're made from mahogany, and they have gold-plated clasps. Like I said, they include everything from the collection, so everything from that Essential Marilyn collection, but then also that translucent powder from the Red Carpet Compact and Lipstick set. I went through a Marilyn Monroe phase when I was in college, just for like maybe a year tops, so I definitely see the collector's, desire for this. It's a little above my price range, but I can see why they're pricing it the way that they are. Now this one, I skipped it last week because I was like, it's skincare, I probably shouldn't talk about it, but I keep looking at it and I keep wanting to talk about it, so I'm gonna talk about it. The Farmacy cleansing balm that's new, it's called the Sweet Apple Clean. And what gets me on this, the genius marketing on this, things that are so simple. It's a 2-layer formula. So there's the pink surface, and then as you dig down, it breaks into this golden yellow color, and it's just beautiful. It's so Instagrammable and pretty. Who thinks something so simple as just layering the colors would just be so incredibly attractive? $34. I don't think you need to spend $34 on a cleansing balm for it to be effective and good. We just talked about the Milani one in my last video. That one's $20 cheaper, and I feel like it does better than the Farmacy ones I've used in the past. I've used the cherry one, and then what was it, matcha? I forget. But the green clean one, I use both of those, and I feel like the Milani one works better than those. I haven't tried this one, but really the only reason why I would buy this is just the aesthetics of it. Over at Sephora and Ulta, it was super boring. I mean, Urban Decay has an all-nighter setting powder. Hourglass has some Velvet Story lip creams. Packaging's pretty, but all right, PR purchase of the week. And when I purchased these, I told you I was gonna be talking about them in a PR purchase of the week, and it is time, it is here. So I bought the Hip Dot Reese's stuff. Reese's. I say Reese's, and I'm gonna keep saying Reese's. I know full well it's Reese's, but that's not the way I say it. So if it bothers you, I'm sorry. I like to say Reese's, and I know I'm gonna keep saying it because I've said it like that since I was a child. And I feel like it's not really hurting anybody. So that's what I'm saying. So the Reese's eyeshadow palettes, I got both of those. I also got the lip products. Now, I did do a TikTok on this when I first opened these because I was so excited to smell the peanut butter. That was the reason why I got these. And I was like, I smell no peanut butter, like none. They smell a little like something, like maybe a little like lipstick, but not like peanut butter. And of course, I have all these people that don't know me over there, and they're like, "You have COVID, go get a COVID test." Like, dude, I do not have COVID, all right? I smell other things. There's just no scent in these. They don't smell like peanut butter. I was super disappointed because that was really the whole reason that I bought this, and I was sad. But the palettes do smell a little bit like peanut butter. I mean, not like a peanut butter I want to eat, but like a peanut butter scented chemical. But what I will say is I did enjoy using them today. Today's the first day that I've used them, and I did use just the white one, and I really like the swatch on this. I have swatches over on my Instagram, that especially this one. Let me show you this one. I was shocked. I gasped a little bit. My husband's like, "Why are you gasping?" And I was like, "It's because of this one." Like, what? what? Like just how opaque that glitter is. Now, of course, I'm getting it. It's transferring everywhere. I should have used a glitter glue. I didn't use a glitter glue, so you might see some sparkles under my eyes. But yeah, I mean, they went on very nicely, very easy to use, very much enjoyed them. On my lips today is the darker brown lipstick. It is more of a balm. It's like a tinted balm, but it's very nice. It feels good. It's very comfortable. It feels very balmy rather than lipsticky. And it's a nice formula. It just doesn't smell like peanut butter. And then let's talk a little bit more about the highlighter that I'm wearing today, the Mother Earth highlighter by Ofra. And like I showed you earlier, it's not as green as it was in the pictures. Like I can see a little bit of a green tint if I hold it certain directions, but it more looks white. But then when you swatch it, it's got a pink shift to it. It's really pretty. It's just kind of got an iridescent pink glow. I'm hoping that's coming off on camera. I might be able to see a little bit of green in there, but then when you blend it in, I mean, you can really see it there, like what it truly looks like on my skin tone. I wonder what this would look like on deeper skin tones. I haven't seen any pictures or reviews from anybody of deeper skin tones yet, but yeah, I really like Ofra highlighters. They're very glowy and fun. I forgot to mention one other thing that I wanted to say about my eye look today, just in case you were wondering, because this green on my lower lash line is not from the Reese's collection. It's from the Club Nebula palette, which was the collab with Angelica Newquist and Kaleidos. And I used this shade right here. It's called Firefly. And it's right there. And it's really, really pretty. I'm not sure if these are still available or if they're officially sold out at this point, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I did get an email from Kaleidos that they're having a new launch soon. So I will show you when I get it. We have a few notable sales this week. First, if you're a polish lover, Live Love Polish is having a buy one, get one 40% off sale. Then we have 50% off on the Warrior Palettes Juvia's Place. That does end April 26th. Also 25% off at Milani. And then finally, Urban Decay is having a 50% off sale, at least as of this filming. So hopefully that's still going on. And finally, our artist shout out. I feel like somewhere in my head I already talked about Byron Shears, but even if I did, he's so amazing. I don't care if I already talked about him. He's fabulous. He is somebody that I've talked to personally, but I don't know him very well. I just very much respect, number one, just how beautiful he is, and number two, his talent. I should probably flip those. Number one, the talent. Number two, how beautiful he is. Let's get this right. All right, let me modify one more time. Number one, how nice he is. Number two, how beautiful. No, final try here. Number one, how nice he is. Number two, how talented he is. And number three, how beautiful he is. All right, let's talk about these three looks. Number one is a blue look, and I personally love that pop of blue in the inner corner, just beautiful. He is using Colored Rain eyeshadows for this look. And then the second look is more of a natural eye, but that red lip is just, oh, I love it. And I love the way he does his cut crease just like a little bit off center. It really complements his eye shape so beautifully. And then the last one is the sparkly gray look. And I just love how he really brings those sparkles into the inner corner, but then the outer corner isn't as sparkly. Like I don't know. It's just beautiful. He's just beautiful. And I just love him. So he's my artist shout out of the week. And that, my friend, was What's Up in Makeup this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. If it is your first time here, welcome. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss next week's show. Oh wait, there is no show next week because I am getting my second COVID shot and I'm scared I'm going to be too sick to edit. So there will not be a What's Up in Makeup show next week, but depending on how I feel, we'll still have live chat. And speaking of live chat, our live chat today is at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Hopefully you can join us. If you can't, it's no problem at all. You should be able to go to my channel page and click on my videos and click on the video titled Live Chat, or you can head over to your subscription page if you're subscribed. And before we go, very quickly, thank you so much to the What's Up in Makeup Facebook Hunters for all of your submissions this week. Just a lovely, lovely group of people. Thank you for giving your time and energy to post over there. I appreciate you. If you would like to hang out a little bit longer, YouTube should be recommending a couple of videos for you right over here to watch. But if it is your time to go, it's no problem at all. Thank you so much for hanging out as long as you did. And mad love to you. I'll see you in a video very, very soon.